Hi, Deidre. I'm so excited for our video today.
Hi, Sherry. I am too. And it's going to be so much fun sharing videos of Christmas ornaments made from junk and stuff that we have around our house already.
Yes, I had been thinking about it for a really long time, and I thought, okay, this is going to be really hard, but I actually came up with a lot of good ideas, and I know that you did too.
I have lots of stuff laying around the house that I was able to turn into Christmas ornaments. And I'm excited to share them with everybody today. But I'm also really excited to share them with the collaboration with you today, because I think we have kind of similar styles. And I think all of our followers are really going to enjoy what we've come up with today.
Yes, if any of my viewers have not watched our Upcycled Life yet, you guys are totally missing out because Deidre is amazing. She is such a great teacher and upcycler. And I am really just thrilled to be working with you today.
And I think probably most of my followers are probably already following your content. When I first started on YouTube, you were one of the first girls that I started watching that were doing some upcycling, and so inspirational. So what we'll do is we've each made our own videos with some projects, and we'll put the link down below in the description for, I'll put the link down for Sherry's video. So after you've watched mine, you can head over and watch hers.
Yes, so definitely when you're done with this video, be sure to watch the whole thing first, but then go to the description box and click the link, because then you will get even more ideas for creating ornaments just using junk that you have around the house.
Sounds fun. Okay, Sherry.
All right.
Ready?
Let's get started.
First Christmas ornament that I am making from junk is a lid off of a glass jar that I pulled out of the recycling bin. We're going to turn this into a beautiful Christmas ornament with stuff that I already have in my craft room. I've drilled a hole in the top of the lid, and now I'm going to put a fringe around the outside. I cut a piece of string to go around the lid twice that size, and then I cut a whole bunch of smaller pieces to create the fringe with, and I'm just using a knot to attach it all to that twine. It's going to take a lot of those little pieces, so I've cut a whole bunch and I'm going to attach them all onto that longer piece of twine until it goes all around the outside of that jar lid. I've got all those short pieces attached to that longer piece of twine, fits around the outside of that lid. Now I'm just going to cut them down so they're a little bit shorter and they're all the same length. I've got a piece of cardboard and I'm going to trace out a circle the same size as the lid. But when we cut it out, we're going to cut it out a little bit smaller so it'll fit on the inside of that lid. Now my lid was already black, but if yours is a different color and it has words or lettering on it, you can spray paint it with a spray paint that is a paint and primer in one, and it'll adhere really well to that lid. Now I've got a piece of scrapbook paper that I printed Merry Christmas on. I sized it so it would fit right inside of that circle. And I'm going to cut that out the same size as a piece of cardboard. All the graphics that I'm using in today's projects are available in my Etsy store. If you want to grab them, I'll put the link down below in the description. Now we're going to put in the piece of cardboard, and then we're also going to put in that piece of scrapbooking paper on top. Now I also forgot to show you, I put a piece of twine in the top and glued it down into that hole that we drilled in the top, so it turned it into an ornament and we can hang it on our tree. Now I'm going to add a piece of twine around the inside of that jar lid. It just finishes it off nice. And now we're ready to put the fringe all around the outside. Again, we're going to use our hot glue gun and we're going to glue it around the outside of that lid. I think just adding that little extra touch of the fringe just makes it look a lot more beautiful. And this is what we created out of a jar lid from our recycling bin. Our next Christmas ornament made from just junk. These are actually slats from a shutter that was broken that I found in the dump. I saved all of the slats and we're going to turn them into beautiful Christmas ornaments using Scrabble tiles. I had a game that was missing some parts. I had it tucked away and I knew today's project would be perfect to use some of these. I painted the slats with some homemade white chalk paint, and then I distressed them all around the edges, and then I just picked out some Christmas words and I spaced them evenly along those slats and glued them down with some hot glue. Now, to make a hanger for these ornaments, I had a pair of flannel pajama pants that were ruined, so I washed them up and then I cut them into strips, and they turn into great pieces of ribbon to use for your Christmas projects. I tied them on the top, added a little bit of greenery. Some I painted, some I didn't. These turned out absolutely beautiful, and I love them, and they're so easy to create. I love this upcycle. I had a whole bunch of really old clothespins on my clothesline that were not any good anymore. So I took them all off of my clothesline, collected them all up, took the spring out of them, and I had this snowflake that I picked up at the dollar store a long time ago, painted it with some blue acrylic paint, put on some Mod Podge, sprinkled it with some sparkle, and then I took those clothespins and I took two of them and hot glued them together. And I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of these put together, and I'm going to use a little bit of hot glue, and we're going to attach them in this pattern. I have them all glued together. We're going to add a hanger on the back. I'm just going to use a little bit of hot glue and glue that piece of twine on, and I glued on my snowflake. And isn't this gorgeous? It has a real primitive feel that I absolutely love. If you've been following along, you know I have hordes of spindles that were given to me from a friend. So I'm always trying to find upcycles that I can use some of these spindles up. We're going to make some Christmas ornaments with some of these pieces. I drilled a hole in the top, and I also drilled a hole in the side to show you two different ways that you can do this. Painted it with some of my acrylic paint, chalk paint. I used a couple different colors, let it dry, and then I distressed it with a little bit of sandpaper. I had these circle eyelet screws, and I'm just screwing them in the top. And if you want to get them really tight in there, put the end of a paintbrush in there and twist it around. It'll tighten it right up so it stays in really well. And then I also had some old wire that was kind of rusty that I'm also going to add as the top of this spindle. I pushed each end through those holes that I drilled, and I'm just going to fold them around and tuck them back into the drilled holes so we create a really pretty hanger. This is another really simple DIY, and these actually sell really well for me over the Christmas holidays. So if you're looking for a way to make a little bit of extra cash and you have some spindles, put some of these ornaments together. I just put some twine through the other ones with the eyelets, and I just love, again, that primitive feel of these spindles. And what's even better is they were all given to me for free, and I was able to make some beautiful Christmas ornaments from just some junk. I had an old book that I picked up at a yard sale. It was damaged, the cover wasn't any good, but I tucked away the pages because I knew I would be able to put together a project with it. I'm going to make a template with a piece of computer paper. Now this is just a lid off of a shampoo jar. I'm using it because I'm not very good at freehand, so it just kind of gives me that ability to make a nice circle. So I'm going to draw 3 circles along this piece of paper. And you can do any design that you like for this. And then I'm just going to cut it out with a pair of scissors. And then we're going to put it onto our book pages. And we're going to use this as a template to cut out a whole bunch of pieces. Now I've just taken out enough book pages that I know I can comfortably cut through. I'm going to lay that template on top after that page is folded in half and cut those pieces out of the book page. Make sure you're using a sharp pair of scissors. Just cut around that template on the book page, and we're going to need a whole bunch of these. So we're going to cut this out, and then we're going to get some more pages and do a whole lot because we want our ornament to be really full. Okay, we have a whole bunch cut out. Now we're going to glue them together. I'm using a glue stick, and you want to make sure you're putting your glue stick right to the edges of the paper. You don't want it coming apart. And then we're going to just stack up all of those pieces. And if you don't have an old book that you can use any sort of scrap paper that you have laying around and create beautiful ornaments. Okay, so I have them all glued together now. We're going to take the front piece and the back piece and we're going to glue that together. Again, making sure you're using lots of glue stick. You can also use Mod Podge or any other type of glue that you have and get it right out to the edge. Press those two together really well and make sure that they're really glued down nice and tight. Now we're going to give this a little bit of a honeycomb effect. I've got my hot glue gun and I'm putting a dot of glue at the top circle and a dot of glue at the bottom circle. And then we're going to flip over to the next section and put a dot on the middle circle. And we're going to alternate back and forth until we've done every page. Once we have them all glued together, you can see that it's starting to take shape and it's just gorgeous. We're going to add a little bit of ribbon in the top and some greenery, and we've created a really beautiful Christmas ornament with free pages that I had out of an old book. And like I said before, you can use any type of paper to make this ornament. Next DIY is so much fun, and this is a great one to do with kids. We're back to the clothespins again. We're going to take the spring out and then we're going to glue those two pieces together with the hot glue gun. Now I'm going to make two of these adorable ornaments. I got out my acrylic paint and I'm going to completely paint them in white. And then I got my black acrylic paint and I'm using the end of my paintbrush. I've dipped it in the black paint and we're going to put two dots on the top of those clothespins. I'm not very good at freehand, so this is a great little trick if you aren't either. And then I'm going to put 3 dots along the bottom of those clothespins. Also remember to head over to Sherry's channel after this and watch her video where she's put together a whole bunch of Christmas ornaments using junk. The link will be down in the description, so you can just head down there afterwards, click on it, and it'll take you right to her video. And if you aren't subscribed to her channel, I'm sure a lot of you already are, but if you aren't, hit that subscribe button because her channel is so full of fantastic upcycles and affordable home decor. You won't be disappointed. Now back to our snowman ornament. I took a piece of wire, I put a little twist in the top of it, and I put the wire through that little hole in the middle, twisting it around again there, and just kind of play with it until it looks nice. Now we're going to use that flannel again that I used from those pair of pajamas and I ripped them into ribbon. And we're just going to tie a little piece around the neck of our snowman. And that's it to create really adorable snowman ornaments that are fantastic to do with your kids. It's such an easy DIY. And how cute will these look hung from your Christmas tree? Next project, I'm using some scrap MDF or press board. I actually get this at my Home Depot. They have a bin where you can pick up scrap pieces of wood and it's all free. So I always grab it when I see it because you can always use it to turn it into ornaments. I'm gonna do my Mod Podge reverse graphic transfer method. You've seen me do this lots. I've printed off these graphics on my LaserJet printer using Mod Podge, and I've sized them for each of these pieces of wood. If you make these graphics yourself, you have to make sure that you reverse the text, or when you do this technique, your lettering will be backwards. All of these graphics are available in my Etsy store, and again, I'll put the link down below in the description, and you can grab them if you want to make some of these for yourself. I let these sit overnight. It's been 24 hours. I'm taking a little rag with a little bit of water on them, dampening it so you can just start to see the graphics show through, and then we're going to rub off all the paper, and the graphics are going to be left on your ornaments. These are perfect to hang on your tree, but you can also add them to your gifts as little tags and you can write names on the back. So many possibilities. Now I've got all the paper rubbed off. We're going to seal them up with some water-based polyurethane and they're ready to hang on our tree or to attach to a gift. I hope you've enjoyed all of today's Christmas ornaments that I've made with stuff that I've already had around my house and out of junk. And don't forget to head over to Sherry's video now and see what she's created. Thanks for watching, have a great day, and we'll see you in the next video. And if you love this video, I'm sure you'll love either of these next two. Take care. Are you recording? Yeah. Okay. Sherry, let's get started.
That was bad.
Junk.
like have a conversation.
Okay.
Like a normal conversation.
Like we have been having.
Yes.
Okay.
Just have a normal conversation about what you did your videos on and why you wanted to work.
Hi, my name's Deidre from Our Upcycled Life.
Sorry.
That's okay. Okay.
Just look here and go, hey, how's it going?
Like, hi, Deidre.
Okay, Sherry.
All right.
Ready?
Let's
get
started.
Okay. Was that good?
Yeah.